Hey everybody, it's me, Jans Rasmussen here with another episode of Production Tricks. Today I'm gonna show you 5 ways you can use to make your song sound more stereo, more wide. So let's just jump right in. But before we do, please subscribe, like, comment. I really appreciate it. Alright, let's do it. This is tip number 1, and that's the simplest tip, and that is just to pan elements left and right. So let's just listen to the track and see what we can pan left and right. Let's take a listen to these drums here, open them up, let's listen here. Now here, these shakers here, they are a little bit stereo, but there are 2 of them, so let's try and pan them left and right like that. Now that's a little bit too jarring for me, so let's go somewhere in between, so 25, 25. That sounds pretty cool. Let's listen to it now. Yeah, that sounds perfect. Also, a good point is you can right-click the pan button here and select split stereo pan mode. That will give you separate control over the left-right signal. So you can put the right to the left side or put them both in the middle and stuff like that. It's good to know. For tip number 2, I'm going to talk about how you can use percussion or any kind of one-off elements and sprinkle them around the stereo image to add interest, just to give you some kind of stereo wideness into your track without it being too much. Let me show you what I mean. In the beginning of the track here, I have a side stick sound going on here, so let's listen to it. Now that's just straight in the middle. If you put some auto pan on it, maybe a little bit of a room reverb like this, a short one, and have it a little bit flying over your head in the stereo field. It doesn't have to be crazy or anything like that, but it really does a lot to the track. Let's listen to this. Everything else is pretty mono except for this. It's just traveling a little bit around your head just to give some interest to the stereo field, but without it being distracting. And for tip number 3, I'm going to show you a classic trick how you can double up your takes and pan them left and right. This is a classic one. It's used for guitars, vocals, anything really to make stuff more wide. You can also use synths, and I have an example on how I do it here. So basically you record stuff twice or 3 times, maybe change the signal a little. I changed the waveform a little bit of the pulse, the tune a little bit, and LFO time as well. I actually recorded it 3 times and then panned it left, right, and one in the middle. Then you get a sound that sounds super wide. Let me show you what I mean. Let's listen to them all together. Sound like this. I don't pan them all the way, I kind of go for something in the middle. For tip number 4, I'm going to show you how you can add some sparkle and make your drums sound wide. So we're going to put an EQ into MS mode, which means mid-side, and we're only going to gain the side signal on the high end of the drums, making them really pop and get super wide. Let me show you. I'm going to go on the drum bus here, open up my EQ like this, and I'm going to make a point. Change it to side mode, and now I have the side. Let's do a high shelf like that, and now I'm only boosting the highs of the drums. Let's listen to it. Obviously I'm exaggerating a little bit here so you can hear what I'm doing, but I'm just putting everything in the high end, giving it even more stereo. You have to have some information in the stereo for this to work. So some reverbs, auto pans, something panning around helps this trick out. This is with it and without it. With it. Let's exaggerate it so we really hear what we're doing. Okay, it's time for the 5th and final tip. This is my favorite one. It's about using contrast between what is mono and what is stereo in your track. If everything is stereo from the get-go, it's really hard to go anywhere from that. So I'm gonna show you 2 examples where I start the song off pretty much mono, and then I'll add the shakers and the stereo-ness, and then you'll see that the song really opens up and gets exciting again once you get used to the mono signal. And then in the second one, I'll do it again in a breakdown setting. All right, let's see that. So let's go to the beginning of this track, and I'm gonna play it from here. The drums are playing, the bass is playing, and then a kind of octave of the bass. Let's play a little bit of a song and listen to that. There's not too much happening in the stereo image right away. Then after this break here, the shakers come in and really make it lift the energy up. Did you hear that? So here I'm going to do it again in the breakdown here. And I'm sending the bass and kind of a higher version of the bass into a lot of ping pong delays around here first in the breakdown, but then I take it down and make it kind of mono so that after the drop, everything comes in again with a kind of marimba sound and lots of stereo image going on. So listen to it, how it works here. So you have this huge delay tails going on in the first half of this breakdown, and then I kind of take everything out so that we can actually have the contrast, everything opening up again with the marimba sound and shakers, so it gets really wide again. And that's about it. Time flies when you're having fun. If you want to support me and my channel, you could become a member of my Patreon page. There I make more videos like this, and I also have a Discord server with a lovely community of people. All right, it's just time for me to say Auf Wiedersehen.